Okay, everybody, so providing some more feedback in relation to the website. So I think I had gone over like this entire thing and also the first page. There seems to be a few new things here. I like this. So, I think I mentioned that the other day I was reviewing this with the junior faculty at Duke. And we were on a big screen. This site looks really, really great. I really like the way it looks. Anyway, so let's go over the platform, this section now, which is kind of the content. So we had several discussions about the platforms repository. I've been updating somewhat this description, so now, we know what's going on. A few things that I have already changed. So let me just make one search. So there's this big question about how why this page should be the first, and I'm strongly in favor of keeping the platform repository on top because that's what we use the most. And when I say I mean the heavy users. Now these other sections here, they're going to be used, way less often, and they will be used by novice people. So I really don't have a problem with them being below the platforms. I think that the platforms are the main thing. Now one of the things that I've been mentioning before, and I fixed this myself through this editing page for the page, so the administrative page, is that the word platforms or SOPs, they should not be, there's no reason for them to be in the site. So for example, if you look at like here, it's called platforms. There's no point, whatever is below here, we all know these are platforms. So when you say SOPs here, there's no need to repeat the word SOP all over again. Why? Well, primarily because it's redundant. Number two, if I need to look something up that says SOP, well, there's nothing here. Like it's highlighting everything. So, there's no point. The same thing is true for the PNP. So no need to put PNP every single time here. Okay. So just put the name and that's it. For some reason, I don't know exactly where this went, but we had templates for grant proposals, and they're not here. They need to be included. I'm just trying to think here whether they went somewhere else. So for example, there are a few things here that are still wrong. So for example, cross-cultural translation of outcome scales. There should be an SOP or likely a platform for this. So this is wrong. This thing here should be combined with the other ones. Okay. I have a little cheat list here. Let me see if I'm covering everything. Okay. So anyway, let's take a look at some of these, and I think there was one which was the qualitative study design. Yep, that's the one. So let me make a few comments about this, and then I'll stop the video, and then I'll start another one so that it doesn't get too big. So when you look at this, so again, whenever we have a label here for platforms, it basically means that we're combining several of these things. So sometimes we might be combining an SOP and a template, and a PNP, and a layers of information, but it just means that it's combined. Actually, let me just address one point. Clarissa had a point of, okay, so platforms, are these good names? To tell you the truth, I don't think they are good names, but honestly, I cannot think about anything better. So if anybody can think about something better, just say it. Another thing that I forgot to say, I think I mentioned this before, but there's a basic design principle that says the following. Whenever you have a heading, it has to be close to its content. So here you have platforms, and these are the platforms. But then the same amount of space is between SOPs and this thing. So this has to be consistent, okay? So either, you create no space between the term platforms and the platforms themselves, or you give this 2 spaces. I would probably put this, I don't know what you guys want to do, but what cannot happen is the same distance between the heading SOP and then the content of the SOP is the same as the SOP and the platform. Anyway, enough said. Now let's jump into the qualitative study design. So this is not a platforms, it's a platform. But let's go to what really matters. The main problem that is happening here is that we're inconsistently applying the headings. What I mean by headings is this. So as you can see here, the SOP, this thing here, is heading 1. This prior to data collection is already heading 3. How do I know this? Well, primarily because heading 2 would be at this level here. So let's just check to see whether what I'm saying is true or not. So if I go here to prior to data collection and I click here, you will see this is heading 3. So this has to be changed. Okay. Now the other thing is also no Portuguese here. Commentary. So there's no reason for what's going on here. So for example, if you have something in Portuguese, you can do that in the commentary, but not include this in the text. So just include this here. Okay. So, but back to my headings thing. So this is like heading 1. Therefore, this one has to be heading 2. Okay. So what you do is you just move it to 2. Here, the same thing. This is heading 3. It has to be heading 2. Now, why am I saying this? Because then when you do, and you come here and you update the table of contents, you will see that now this is aligned correctly. So all of these, like during interview, blah, 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 let me just fix all of them. During interview, that's heading 2. The way I'm doing this in my computer, so I have a Mac, so it's Command Alt 2. In Windows, it should, I don't know, maybe be Control 2 or something. Okay, but it has to be consistent. Okay, and then this one is correct. It's template 1. Now, when you go back here and you update this, you will see that now it's aligned. Now, why this is important? Well, when you look at the template, then, and again, let me just say one more thing. You see here you have, these are minor details, but I think they are important details. Like here you have SOP dash qualitative study. Here you have SOP colon manuscript writing, blah, 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 blah. So, let's try to be as consistent as possible. But here, you see how this is misleading. So here you have the template. Methods is actually part of template, but it doesn't show as being part. It doesn't show with the same indentation, the same space here, okay? So basically what I would have to, and why is it happening? Probably because, methods is still heading 1, and it should be heading 2. So let's go back. Okay, so here you have manuscript writing, method and result. I click on methods and you see it's heading 1. So I'm just going to change this to heading 2. So now it's heading 2. Now ethics statement should be heading 3. So now it's heading 3. Study design used to be 2, so I change it to 3. This one is 3, so I change it to 4. So I'm just updating everything. 4. So I'm not going to update everything. I'll leave that up to you. But I'm just going to come back here and update it. And you see, now it starts to look correct. So methods is heading 2. It has the proper indentation. Now, research, I didn't fix the rest here, but it should be fixed. Okay, so what's heading 1? Heading 1 is just the main, the main platform. So whether it's a PNP, whether it's an SOP, whether it's a template, whatever it is, that's heading 1. Everything else heading 2. So this thing here is correct. Now, if you look at qualitative interview PNP, well, actually this thing is correct. You see, like, so for the PNP, I actually like PNP better with the lowercase, so I'll leave it this way. So this is, heading 1. But like, there are no subheadings for the PNP, so this is correct. Now, here's something else. As you look at this text here, this text, it sounds funny. So this font here, which is Arial 11, is different from this one, which is Arial 10. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to align this, and then I'm gonna do Control-Alt-0, which basically is going to reset this thing for I think there's something with the background. So basically, I just fixed this. So basically what I did now is that this is normal text. How did I do this? Well, you have two ways. I did Command-Alt-0, which is the Mac thing. Now, if I were to select everything and then do, I think it's like this. You do paragraph styles and then normal text. You see here my shortcut key. So it's Command-Alt-0. But you can also do this through the menu. So format, paragraph styles, and normal. Now, if you were using like a regular PC, a Windows, it would show you what is the shortcut for your operating system. But the main thing is we need consistency. Okay?